everyone. Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at a maple bourbon barrel aged melted peanut butter coffee ice cream imperial stout, and this one is brewed by Other Half Brewing Company. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. Today we're going to be looking at a maple bourbon barrel aged melted maple peanut butter coffee ice cream imperial stout. That's a mouthful. And this is brewed by the Other Half Brewing Company, and that's in Brooklyn, New York. You know, I have mixed feelings about this type of beer. I'm never an enormous fan of peanut butter in beer. I do like maple in beer quite a bit. So it should be an interesting beer to look at. This is also sort of a beast ABV-wise. This is 15.5% alcohol, and it comes in a 1.9 fluid ounce bottle. Now, I did not purchase this, so I don't know what the price is. I think this was a gift from somebody who came over to my house. In fact, I think it was from Mike. Mike, thank you so much. Let's crack it and see. Now, it does say that this should be consumed within 6 months, and I am within 6 months of when this was bottled. Now, here's something interesting. You know, sometimes in the bar when I open these, you immediately get an aroma from the bottle, and in this case, I am getting just that. There's actually a pretty hefty peanut and a pretty hefty maple sort of aroma, and I haven't even poured it yet. Let's pour it and see what we have here. And I just lost one of my lights, which is not great. But you know what? This one's gonna be weirdly lit because... Sorry folks, the light went out. I had to fix it, had to grab a new one. So here we go. So what am I getting? This smells fantastic right off the bat. There's a certain sweetness to it, a lot of chocolate. That maple is right there on the top of the nose. You know, it didn't have much of a head. It is carbonated, very hard to see, and this is a jet black beer. I hope you can see that. Some serious legs. It's definitely clinging to the inside of that glass. And I'm getting chocolate. I'm definitely getting peanut butter, and I'm getting sort of that sweet maple flavor as well. So far, I'm getting a lot of what's here. I feel like I'm also getting coffee, which I'm not sure if that was on the bottle or not. But yeah, this is very complex. I'm sort of excited to see how this tastes. So, you know, most important thing about these beers, what does it taste like? That is very sweet. Yeah, this is... I mean, obviously, by the description, this is a dessert beer, but wow. It's also, you know, you don't get a smell of the alcohol from the actual nose on this, but wow, definitely a burn starting down in sort of the mid part of the throat. So let's see, what am I getting? There's actually a heavy coffee note here. In fact, a really nice dark sort of coffee note to it, but it's coffee that has sugar in it. You know, you can get that sweetness, and that must be the maple. The maple is nice. It's not over the top. It tastes really nice. I mean, this is a decadent beer. There's a nice chocolate sort of coffee flavor to it. The maple is there, and the maple is adding a certain level of sweetness that really makes this just phenomenally good. And what I was worried about was the peanut butter, because I'm not a big peanut butter fan when it comes to beer. But this is the funny thing. You're only getting the peanut butter right on the back of the tongue, sort of like when you take that breath in and the air goes back through your sinuses again, and you get sort of that back end flavor. So you're getting the peanut butter, but it's really on the back end, and it makes it very enjoyable. It's not blowing out the rest of the beer. In fact, this is fantastic. Although I will say this, there is definitely a significant burn to this particular beer. And what I mean by that is, you know, like The last video I did was that 6-year vertical Goose Island tasting. And even though we had quite a bit of Goose Island, which is very high ABV, you know, the alcohol on that is very muted. Why I think those beers are so dangerous. In this case, you're getting that burn right from here all the way down into the stomach. So yeah, sort of a coffee, a chocolate, a nice maple flavor to it also. A little back end of peanuts. It's almost like eating a sundae. Yeah, in fact, the back end of this reminds me of what it tastes like after you've eaten like a Friendly's like Jim Dandy sundae. A nice mix of all of those sort of you know, flavors of the ice cream and everything that's there and the sweetness. So this is outstanding. This is something I would hunt up again. Now the pity is the bottle does say that you have to drink it within 6 months of getting it. So I'm probably gonna have to finish this one off tonight. I know the hardship that goes along with this, but this is a beautiful, beautiful little dessert beer. My only regret is that there's no one here to share it with, because this is one of those beers that you could sit down and you could definitely talk about for for the duration of the bottle, because the flavor profile here is very complex. You know, the one thing I'm not really getting, it is supposedly bourbon barrel aged. I don't know if it's, yeah, maple bourbon barrel aged, melted maple peanut butter coffee ice cream imperial stout. Okay, so the ice cream was right. I forgot that it said that. This is a wonderful, wonderful beer. And I really recommend, if you can get a hold of it, go out there and get this. This is, again, by Other Half Brewing, and it's maple bourbon barrel aged melted maple peanut butter coffee ice cream imperial stout. And it is fantastic. I mean, quite honestly, it's a mouthful to say, but it is really an enjoyable beer to drink. And my God, their description is spot on. The only thing I'm not getting over the top, and again, it's coming off of bourbon barrels, you know, Goose Island season, I'm not really getting that bourbon. It's just not there for me. And it might be that I'm just used to it being so pronounced in the other beers that I've been drinking lately. But this is a dynamite stout, and I highly recommend it. If you are able to get hold of it, I really do recommend that you get hold of this. Brewed by Other Half Brewing Company, and it's at 195 Center Street in Brooklyn. So if you're there and you see this, grab it. This is a wonderful dessert beer. This would be a great beer to sit down and share, just to let everybody try it. Like as a sipping beer, this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, folks, I'd like to thank you for joining me. And there'll be another video out in a few days. This is going to be one that I take some time with, sip, enjoy, and I will see you next episode. If you liked it, please like, please subscribe, please comment below if you've had this or anything else that was produced by Other Half Brewing. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Anyway, with that, have a good night. See you next time.